Hey everybody, this is Khadirah Muhammad back again. I know it's been a while since I have uh, uh, done a video. I'm actually out on vacation right now. If you can see the beach down there, I'm in Florida. Little mini vacation for the week of December as we close out 2021. So I wanted to actually kind of talk about that for a little bit because I've been able to go on this vacation and just have a little getaway, a little relaxation, and I haven't had to really worry about work so much. Um, I haven't had to dig into client accounts. I haven't had to figure out what's going on. I haven't had to have any major issues or anything. And a part of my reason to be able to do that is because I have like a couple of people on my team, virtual assistants, which I've talked about on this channel before. But I've had them be able to work on things that I wanted to have done. Like I have my journal where I come up with ideas after I get done meditating, and I'm like, oh my God, I want this to happen, I want to do that, I want to do that. And all I do is just record a video and I send it to my team and they can start working on it. Even for the people who are on a holiday right now, since it's the week of Christmas. And so, it's a freeing ability for me to do that. And that's why I talk so much about the importance of outsourcing and how you can do it, the fact that you can train somebody to do this for you. Because if you're running a business, if you're a female entrepreneur like myself, and you're running your business and you have a family and you have like so many things that there's just other things you need to be doing other than just working on your business. And honestly, nobody opens a business so that they can solely work 12, 14, 16 hours a day in it, doing all the little mundane administrative or even, somewhat important, but not your most important things that you need to get done. And, you didn't go into business just to straight do those things, right? So it's important that you set up these systems, you set up a process, you set up a way to help yourself, right? And you're helping others too. One of the biggest misconceptions I get is people think that they have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on payroll. They think they have to, hire 300 different people for something, and they worry about the cost associated with that. They worry about the time it takes, right? So there's two different problems: the cost and there's the time, right? The time it takes to have to train somebody. This sun is coming in heavy. Oh my God! I don't know if I could change this video up to help me out. I might not. I might just have to deal with the sun kissing my skin like this, but people worry about the cost associated with things. And I promise you, you can hire somebody full time for less than $500 a month. And that's full time. You can hire somebody full time to do administrative type of work for you, little small tasks here and there. You can hire them full time to take care of those things for you. And you can train them to do other things for you as well. It doesn't have to cost a lot. The time part is where, some people feel like, oh, the time it takes to train somebody. It's time that you lose in your business and so on and so forth. The time it takes to hire somebody, the time it takes to find them, the time it takes to write the job description. You're going to spend more time and more money if you don't hire somebody than if you do. That's like the easiest way to answer that. It takes a lot. And you have to invest that because it's not just investing in them, it's an investment into you. When you figure out, who is the right type of person that should be working for you, when you figure out what's the vibe, what's the characters, what's the qualities, what are the skill sets those individuals need, you only find that out by taking the time to do that. But once you do it, it's like working out, right? If you've never worked out before, you've never done it consistently, then when you first do it, it's hard. It's really, really difficult. As somebody who that's a great analogy for me. Like I used to weigh 235 pounds, right? I dropped 50 pounds. I'm around 180 to 190, right? When I first started working out, it was so difficult just to work out for like 15 minutes, a half hour. It used to take me 20 minutes to run a mile, you know? But as I kept going and I made myself go to the gym and I made myself run more and I made myself, cook more and I made myself do all these things, everything got so much easier, right? Now I can probably run a mile in about 12 minutes or so. 11 minutes. So actually, the lowest I've gotten to is like 11 minutes and like 50 some seconds, right? And I'm trying to get to like a 10-minute mile, right? Just to do it. But you see that difference. It took time though. I can work out for an hour and depending on what I'm doing, I might not be too tired. I might need to work out a little bit more, just depending on what the exercises are, right? But you got to get the reps in. You have to try and you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You didn't stop your business just because you didn't get your first customer and it might took you a few months. You didn't stop your business because you weren't able to get a customer for a few months. So don't stop trying to get help because it's taking a little bit of time. Invest the time and invest the money in order to hire somebody who's qualified to do that. Now, what you may be thinking is, where do you find those people? How do you find them? I do have a course. It's called How to Hire a VA. And right now it's actually only like $49 at the time of me recording this video. It might be more. I don't know, because I'm adding a lot more to it, and I'm actually going to revamp it a little bit and add a lot more modules. So it might be more, but if you're watching this video, you can click the link below and you can see how much it is right now and what's all included in it. But in terms of hiring somebody and finding somebody, what's important, the first step really, is understanding what you need somebody else for. You got to figure out what are these tasks that you're doing yourself that you need help for somebody else to do it for you. You got to figure out, that's the first thing. What are you already doing? And then out of the things that you're already doing, what shouldn't you be doing, right? Let me give you an example. I wanted to start posting on Pinterest, right? In 2022, I'm focusing a lot more on kind of expanding my audiences, doing more YouTube, right? And being on social media in a way I hadn't really, because I'm not really big on social media, ironically enough, for a marketer. I'm not really on social media as much as I probably should in certain areas. But I don't want to just be on Instagram for the sake of it or Facebook for the sake of it. To me, this is my marketing brain, right? You want to focus on the platforms where your audience is at and where you can be consistent at first, especially when you're just starting. I mean, unless you have like a limited amount of money where you can just hire everybody else for this, you probably have a small team. You might have a couple of virtual assistants. Y'all see the sun? It is coming, ladies. It is coming in. Oh my goodness. Okay. You probably don't have a large team. And so you got to consider, your team and the cost associated with it and whatnot. And so what I'm doing, just have a little sneak peek into my 2022. What I'm doing is focusing on Pinterest and YouTube more, right? Because Pinterest and YouTube still have great organic reach. And so they're very SEO heavy. I know SEO very well, and I know I can do well there. And so I'm writing down in my journal, I'm like, okay, we want to do more with Pinterest. Well, I don't know anything about Pinterest, and I don't really want to learn about Pinterest. I don't really want to spend my time learning about the platform. I understand it on a high level, but I had somebody who was working on my Instagram posts, and I looked at them and I said, hey, look, can you guys do Pinterest? I think Instagram might be not exactly the place I want to start at, but they did really great graphics and they make really great content. And I said, look, I want you to focus on Pinterest. Can you do Pinterest? And can you not only make the pins, but can you help me write the blog posts? Right? Can you help me create blog posts on my website? Right? If you go to khadirah.com/blog, you'll see a lot of the blog posts that were written over the past couple months or so. And I asked them, can you help me with the blog posts? I'm going to be writing my own, but I want to do more. I can use it as content for my emails, for my SMS text messages, for people who sign up on my list, which you can sign up on this down below in the description if you want to as well. But yeah, so I wanted their help with that. And they can. And we're coming up with a plan. We're coming up with a strategy. But I'm not going to be posting on my Pinterest account. Even though it's important, I'm going to be overseeing it. Because first of all, I shouldn't be doing it anyway. But also, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know every platform out there like that, right? I knew Pinterest was important, but I know also that I don't know enough about it. This is another thing. You got to hire the experts in the areas you're not an expert at, because this is how you're able to skip ahead, right? I have a client right now. I can't talk too much about it because I'm too much in the details. But I had a client. They hired us in the week of my birthday, which is October 30th. They hired us. They actually saw some of my posts on Instagram, and somebody else recommended them to me, and they found us. We had a really good call. I was really into their mission and what they were about, and so they brought us on to help them with their systems, their processes. He knew that he didn't know what he was doing in terms of systems, right? He knew he thought it was fine, but he didn't know how bad it was. And we came in and we totally revamped everything. We upgraded his systems. We updated his processes. We created SOPs. We created a whole process, not only just for, the sake of making a process, but being able to have email follow-ups, SMS text follow-ups, abandoned cart follow-ups, right? This person really wants people to book a call with them. So we created a process for his current leads to make it very simple for them to book a call. We created a calendar for him. We have a special form in there. We have a way of following up with people, even if they don't submit their consultations. Right? We created a whole process to remind them to submit. And it's honestly, to me, very simple. To me, it's very simple. The most this client's ever made in a month, something around 30,000. This past 2 weeks in December, he's made like 50 grand in the past 2 weeks. No advertising. He wasn't advertising before. All we did was plug our systems into what he already had going on, his way of getting leads in, right? We just plugged our processes in there, created it for them, crafted it, built it out specifically for him. And he was able to reach a milestone he has never reached in a 2-week time span. The month isn't even done. The month isn't even done. I'm telling him, I said, hey, you need to open up your calendar more for January because you're about to be booked out. You're about to be booked out for real. I need, like, I'm about to have a conversation with him, really, because we're about to do even more with prospecting and helping him find leads in a different way. And I'm going to have a conversation with him and say, hey, look, you're not going to have a life in the month of like February and March. You're not going to have a life. I need you to know that you're not going to have a life. So figure out how much life you want to have because you're not going to have that much of it. So just do what you need to do right now. Because once you got the system in there, now you just got to funnel the people through and they have them reach the other end. And that's it. But once you have the pipeline and you have a way of managing it and you can measure it, right, everything works better for you. But he needs to hire somebody who knew how to do that, which is me and my team, right? And once we were able to do that, now he's better off now than he ever was before us. You know, he told us, I did and I'm not trying to just brag on myself, but I'm just telling you how important it is to have a system and to also hire individuals to do the things that you don't know how to do. We did a 10-minute just overview. I just went on his site, just boom, 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 because I know what to look for. And I shot him a 10-minute video and said, hey, look, you're missing this, that, and you're losing a lot of money because you don't have this, and that. He said we did more in those 10 minutes than anybody had ever did in the past, I think at that time, 15 months. Right? He hired consultants, he hired really high-level people, but nobody told him that he was missing this. Okay? Because this is what I do. I do this every day, so I can spot it the same way, you know, an electrician can spot a wire missing that's going to blow up the building. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that is, sorry, just got a text message. So it's so important to hire the people and to spend the time of hiring the people to do the things that you don't know how to do, or the things you don't do well, or the things that you just don't want to do. Right? I mean, I could learn about Pinterest. I am a marketer. It probably would help for me to learn about a social media marketing platform. But I just don't think I need to know it all that much, especially for what I want to do. You know, I'd rather hire the individuals, spend the time and the money to get them up to speed, and then spend the money thereon for them to just get it done versus me just doing everything by myself. Because that's how I'm able to enjoy these waves. I'm about to go back to the beach after this video. That's how I'm able to enjoy this because I have people to do this for me. Because I've also hired trustworthy individuals. And see, that's kind of like the third reason people don't want to hire. It's cost, it's time, and it's trust. And you feel like nobody's going to trust. You can't trust anybody with your business. You can't trust anybody with your baby. Here's the thing. If you have an actual child, at some point, you need to trust somebody to babysit your child because you need a break as a mother, right? At some point, whether it's your sister, whether it's your sister-in-law, you know, whether it's a friend, you got to figure out who you can trust and then who you can train to be able to watch your child the way you want them to watch your child. Because you got to do that, you know. You got to be careful about those things. And you got to train them on, you know, what to do, what not to do, how to handle whatever. But at some point, you have to. You understand that as a mother. You also have to understand that as a business owner. Okay? You have to understand that as a business owner. At some point, you got to trust somebody to do it. And then you also have to trust in the fact that people are who they are and they're going to make mistakes. Nobody's ever going to be 100% you. The most you can ever ask from an employee or a contractor or a VA, you can only ask for them to be as 80% as good as you. And most of the time when you hire them, they're only going to be maybe like 60%. Like that's what I look for in a virtual assistant or contractor, anybody that I'm hiring. I'm looking for you to be as 60 to 70% as good as I need you to be, or 60 to 70% as good as I am at the task that I'm hiring you for. Because then I can train you to be up to 80%. I'm not going to hire somebody who's only like 20% because then that's too much. Then it's too much. That's what you have to gauge. Are you about 60 to 70% there? You are? Okay, I can train you to be at the 80%. Let me give you an example. I have a virtual assistant out of Venezuela. Lovely young lady, been working with me for a while. She's amazing because she's willing to put in the work and to learn. And I had gave her a task to start adding some posts onto our blog and kind of building them out. I built out a template just really quickly. And I said, hey, look, I want you to learn how to do this and get it done and put in some text. And so what she did is, now that she kind of learns my language, she kind of knows who I am, how I speak, what my content is about. And one of the posts, it was kind of really light. It didn't have a lot of words in it. So what she did is she actually wrote out the words for me. She wrote out content. And she just pieced together a little bit of content from the other posts that she's been putting on. And she just kind of, with her own language, her own words, and she's Spanish speaking first and then English, so she did her best. And she thought I might have been upset that she, kind of went above and beyond. I was so happy because it was really good. It was really good. Just little grammar stuff. I'm like, I can get that fixed. That can be fixed. I could tell you, what to do, But the fact that she's taking initiative like this, she's building up into that 70 to 80% range. Really, she's about 70%. About 70% right now. But now she's building up to that 80% because she's gaining the confidence, right? And it takes time to help people gain the confidence to be able to take your baby and take care of it, right? But you got to give them that chance. And you also have to be willing to be wrong. And that's just kind of a part of business. You got to be willing to be wrong. You got to be willing to hire the wrong people at the wrong time and just go through those mistakes so you can make it to the other side. So that's all I want to talk about, really, you guys. I'm going to be more consistent with these videos. My goal in 2022 is really to make a video every single week, push it out. And I love the light, but man, it's killing me right now. But it feels so good. But anyways, Khadirah Muhammad, if you want to learn more about how to hire outsourcing, marketing automations, and systems and processes, you can go to Khadirah.com, literally just my name, Khadirah.com, and you can see my blogs, you can see really anything about me. If you want to sign up for the email list to get notified on new YouTube videos and whatnot, go ahead and click the link below, and you can sign up right then and there. And then, anything else you want to learn, read my blog posts, check out the courses, all the links are going to be below. Again, everything's also on Khadirah.com. And if you want to know more about how I can help you in your business, maybe you need systems and processes, just like the client I was just speaking about needs them as well, then you can also go to Khadirah.com/consulting. I think it's consulting. Either way, it's going to be down below too. I will see you all in the next video. If you have a certain topic, if you want me to teach you how to do certain things, if you want to know more, information about how to properly outsource, how to manage people like that, I can always talk about those things. Just put them in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to help you all out. All right, y'all. See you next video.